Coming up on New Strong 6 at 10, an abandoned Harker Heights baby is doing well with her new foster family. WIST focuses on school safety in their meeting tonight. Plus, a special group of volunteers plan to assist those who need it on Y2K.
For Dodge Dakota, success in Texas comes about as naturally as wearing the Magnum engine badge. It offers far and away the best power in the class. It also offers the very best in room, payload, and of course, towing. And Texas, look what else it's pulled off. Dodge Dakota is ranked best compact pickup in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. Dodge Dakota, different.
Open the back.
Millennium balls. You know, for antennas. They're free when you buy a sourdough jack combo.
TV6, Texas strong.
Where local news comes first. This is News Strong 6 at 10.
Waco may have lost its hockey franchise, but the 2012 Olympics offers Central Texas a venue for plenty of other sports. Good evening and welcome to News Strong 6 at 10. I'm Bruce Foray. Destry Jaton has a night off. On the heels of the Waco Wizards going belly up, news today that some Olympic action could be coming to Central Texas. The Greater Waco Chamber of Commerce announced the details that involve the 2012 Summer Games. Kelly Barr now joins us from our Waco Bureau with more on this story. Kelly?
Bruce, Dallas has only 1 year left before they submit their bid to the Olympic Committee to host the 2012 Olympic Games. Today they narrowed the list to 20 North Texas cities. Waco is on the preliminary list to host a preliminary soccer game at Baylor University's Floyd Casey Stadium and the canoe slalom down the Brazos River. Austin's Memorial Stadium is the other city up for the soccer game, and Grand Prairie, Fort Worth, and Arlington are choices for the canoe slalom. Being a potential Olympic training city could mean big benefits for Waco's businesses.
It would probably create an awful lot of revenue for the businesses. It would bring an awful lot of people to Waco and actually to let them see what a wonderful community we have.
A Dallas spokesman says the next phase of planning will be to narrow the list even further, so they'll have to hear more input from the cities and their facilities. Bruce?
So Kelly, what happens if Waco isn't selected for any of these pre-Olympic events?
Well, there still are other possibilities that the city could participate in. They could include school curriculum programs, the Olympic torch relay, or hosting Olympic-related cultural activities. Bruce, back to you.
So a lot of possibilities there. Thanks a lot, Kelly. Well, even though the Waco Wizards are out, that doesn't mean there won't be ice skating over at the Heart of Texas Coliseum. Now that the ice will be vacant from hockey players, it will be put to good use by the kids. Throughout the next week, they will offer ice skating to the public. They hope this will bring more people to the Coliseum now that the Wizards are gone.
Well, it's a good place to bring your kids while you want to go Christmas shopping there on those holidays while they're out of school, and it's you know, the kids love it, and I think they roll on the ice more than they skate. But I mean, those that have come and done it, they have a good time doing it.
And starting tomorrow, you can skate at the Coliseum for only $6 and $4 if you bring your own skates. We'll tell you about an effort to bring school prayer back to Texas high school sporting events. But first, Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson joins us with your first forecast. Andy?
Hey, Bruce, fair skies now, 43 degrees. We're on our way down to about 35. Not nearly as cool as what we saw early this morning. Temperatures got down to 26, 27 degrees across central Texas early on this Thursday morning. By Friday morning, not nearly as cool. Probably going to see a reading of 38 degrees by around 8 a.m. Winds will be out of the southwest, 5 to 15 miles an hour, shifting around to the northwest around noontime. Northwesterly breeze will keep skies mostly fair. We ought to warm up to around 66 degrees. On our way back down to the 30s for Friday night, Saturday morning, too. Complete details on the forecast, and we'll sneak a peek at Christmas Day's forecast and our 6 to 10 day outlook coming up tonight beginning at about 1016.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Andy. Prosecutors strike a deal with the man accused of laundering money stolen from a bank by his wife. A polygraph test showed Jerry Truitt was telling the truth about his lack of involvement in the death of a bank president murdered by Truitt's wife. Truitt was also accused of laundering bank funds his wife stole after the murder. Since Truitt was found innocent of murder charges, he was given a plea bargain in the money laundering charges. Truitt now faces 10 years deferred adjudication. Ever since a baby girl was abandoned about a week and a half ago, she's been on the move, and now a judge is looking to place that baby in a loving and stable home. Everyone concerned in the baby's welfare were in a Bell County courtroom earlier today. Child Protective Service workers were awarded temporary custody of the baby. That may mean her foster parents could soon become her adopted parents.
We want to move this process along as quickly as possible, so I think the decision was made that all of the legal work can occur and we can have an early February date to terminate parental rights and move this child into her permanent home.
There will be another hearing on the matter in February. The former president of the University of Mary Hardin Baylor died today at 74. Dr. Bobby E. Parker served as president of the university for 2 decades, from 1971 to 1991. Memorial services will be held at 11 a.m. on Monday, December 20th at the First Baptist Church in Belton. Texans will soon have the opportunity to decide whether student-initiated prayer should be allowed at school sporting events. The proposition will be on the 2000 Republican primary ballot in Texas. The Fifth Circuit Appeals Court recently ruled against school prayer. Attorney General John Cornyn has filed a motion to overturn the decision. Student safety was one of the items on the agenda for the Waco ISD School Board tonight. One issue involves a joint compromise between the Waco ISD Police and the Waco Police Department. Audrey Garza was at that meeting and joins us now in our Waco Bureau with more. What happened, Audrey?
Well, Bruce, the trustees brought up concerns involving who has jurisdiction out of school boundaries, and this kept the board from taking any action tonight. The board didn't even get to other items like crossing guards. The major concern tonight was who had jurisdiction within and outside 1,000 feet of school facilities. The trustees want WISD Police and Waco Police Departments to rework the agreement.
I think it's an example of cooperation between 2 different governmental entities that have the same purpose in mind, and that's the safety of the public and the safety of students from the Waco Independent School District, and that's always a worthy, noble end, and I'm glad to see that they're cooperating.
The school district will be closed after tomorrow for the holidays, so the next time that this issue will be brought up will be at the meeting January 13th. Bruce?
So, Audrey, what is the main goal of the school district and the police department?
Well, the idea is not to restrict essential functions, but to prevent any unnecessary misunderstandings. So it's back to the drawing board for them. Back to you, Bruce.
Thanks a lot, Audrey. Columbine High School is once again receiving threats of violence. Classes were canceled today after a female student received a threatening message over the internet. A school spokesman says the student received the email at her home on Wednesday night. Her family contacted police immediately. Whoever sent the email also mentions the Time magazine article on Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris saying the job needed to be finished. Police and school officials are taking the matter very seriously. The Reverend Jesse Jackson faces a judge today. He faces charges stemming from protests he took part in over the expulsion of 6 Decatur, Illinois high school students. Jackson pleaded innocent to 2 misdemeanor charges of criminal trespass and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Jackson said he will fight what he calls a disturbing trend toward suspending and expelling students instead of teaching them. 6 students were expelled following a fight at a high school football game back in September. A Maryland hearing into Linda Tripp's recordings of Monica Lewinsky resumes tomorrow. The proceeding will determine whether Tripp stands trial on Maryland wiretapping charges. Lewinsky was on the stand for an hour and a half today. She testified that she was terrified when her comments about President Clinton unexpectedly showed up in a magazine. Tripp made more than 20 hours of tapes. Tripp's lawyers argue that Maryland's case involves information she provided under an immunity deal with independent counsel Kenneth Starr and should be dismissed. The results of a new NBC Wall Street Journal poll on the race for the 2000 presidential campaign shows things haven't changed much. Pollsters asked voters who they would vote for if the primary were held today. George W. Bush, he got 59%. John McCain goes up to 18%, and Stephen Forbes gets 6%. Now, Bush led McCain 59% to 7% back in September. Democrats were also asked who they would vote for if the election were held today. Gore gets 54%, while Bradley got 32%. Now, the telephone poll of just over 2,000 people was taken Thursday through Sunday, and it has an error margin of plus or minus 2 percentage points. The soldier's dog tag is going high-tech. The new tags are called the Personal Information Carrier. This device, along with another called the Smart Card, are being tested this week on Fort Hood. The PICs would give medical information access to the service members' medical records.
We're looking at is to see how well they can store clinical encounter data from up front in a battlefield situation back to a level 3 hospital such as the one here today.
The metal tags will continue to serve as a primary means of identification on the battlefield. The idea of the PIC came as a result of lessons learned during the Gulf War. People who depend on home life support and assistance will have more at stake with potential Y2K problems than most. That's why area hospitals are forming a team to help those individuals in the event of power outages or other Y2K emergencies. It's a volunteer organization known as the Fragile Population Emergency Response System, and their biggest need now is for some volunteers.
No special qualifications, they just need to have some time and some desire to go out and help their community.
And they are particularly interested in high school age volunteers. Those interested can call the number on the screen, or you can also email the address on your screen as well. Waco is busy dressing up the downtown area to make it look more attractive. City officials took part in a groundbreaking ceremony for the soon-to-be-called Heritage Square. After 10 years of discussions and redesigning, the plans are set to begin. And the city hopes this park will provide more families with another spot to enjoy their day. Heritage Square is scheduled to be completed by the fall of next year. Stick around, more news to come on News Strong 6 at 10 o'clock. Looking for a job may not be as hard as you think these days. We're going to tell you why. Plus, most of us love chocolate, but that doesn't mean our pets do. And we'll have some tips on how to keep your pet healthy during the holidays.
Where local news comes first. You're watching News Strong 6 at 10 with Destry Jaton and Bruce Foray. Your next Rad Doppler 6 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson and News Strong 6 Sports with Steve Iandoli.
What if, in the year 2000, interest rates suddenly plummeted to zero? Well, that couldn't happen, could it? Introducing Mitsubishi's 000 till 01 event. Zero down, zero interest, and zero payments for all of the year 2000 when you buy any new Mitsubishi. The future is a wild place. Mitsubishi's 000 till 01 event ends January 3rd.
Supercenter, it's a fun place to be. Walmart Supercenter is the best place to shop if you want to get everything. They have fresh produce, fresh meat. Look good. The best blueberry muffins. Clothes. Pizza. CDs. You can't do that anywhere else. You can only do it at the Supercenter. And I know I can find the low prices here. My husband does call me the Walmart queen. He opens up the checkbook and there's Walmart, every single entry. It is true. I can come here, get everything I need, and then get back home to my family. It's just one-stop shopping, and you're finished. We love it.
Here are your cash buys for the numbers for this evening. They are 21, 11, 30, 28, and 23. Your pick three numbers are 4, 5, and 7.
KCEN TV is the source for local news in Central Texas. But did you know that you can listen to us on your radio, too? Just tune to 87.7 on your FM dial and listen to all your favorite shows and get the latest news while you're out and about. 87.7 FM is KCEN TV. The best news is, when severe weather threatens, no matter where you are, if you can get to a TV or to a radio, KCEN's team of meteorologists will be there to help. So remember the numbers, 87.7 if you're near a radio, but not near your TV. 7 days. 7 days. New Strong 6 Weather always gives you a 7-day planner to forecast your week. Weather is a big part of life in Central Texas, and you need to stay informed. We know you want to make plans for the weekend, before the weekend. Trust the new Strong 6 team of meteorologists, Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson, Nancy Snell, and Kevin Barrett to bring you the most accurate Central Texas forecast, 7 days a week. So whatever your plans are, plan to tune in to New Strong 6 weather first.
Jobs are sometimes hard to find, but this time of year it seems to be very easy. Temporary employment agencies say that this is a busy time of the year for them. With all the holiday parties, more people are wanted for catering. Also, a lot of people leave for vacation and need their jobs filled.
Everything just gets a little more difficult to do. Plus, people are out of the city on vacations and holidays, and fewer people wanting to work, and it just gets pretty busy.
Although it gets difficult to find everybody jobs, agencies say they can at least provide jobs for the majority. While you're making your holiday plans, don't forget to include your pets. The holidays are a time for giving, but there are some things you should not share with your pet. And two of those things are table food and chocolate. They can be very toxic to your pet. Other precautions to take during this time of year include keeping your decorations up high and out of reach of animals. Make sure your electric cords are not exposed. Some pets like to chew on them, and that could cause electrical shock as well as some electrical burns to their mouth. Cover the water under the tree and don't put any chemicals inside the water. This might make the tree last longer, but it could hurt your pets. And some holiday plants such as mistletoe, poinsettia, and holly can be harmful, so it's best if you're going to have them around there to be very careful with those plants. Your Christmas tree could be a torch waiting to happen. The Texas Department of Insurance says each year Christmas tree fires cause $15 million worth of damage. You may want to check your tree for these fire prevention tips. Keep your tree away from the fireplace and out of the high traffic areas. Be sure you place a screen in front of your fireplace. Check holiday lights for broken sockets and frayed wiring. And these hints are also for artificial tree owners. And be sure that those trees have a flame-resistant label. Did last night's freeze do local farmers any good? The local county extension agency says it helped some, but there are other requirements in the weather conditions needed to help grow good crops. Hard freezes like the one we had last night are helpful in reducing the number of insects, but they don't kill all insects, especially those who have died off by wintertime anyway. And Andy may not have done much good because according to our forecast earlier, it's kind of a one-shot pop, right, with a freeze.
For the time being, but the county agents also say that you need a certain number of hours below the 40-degree mark. And we'll pick up a few more of those tonight. Our temperatures will be below the 40-degree mark for a few hours tonight, and we can count on temperatures like that for the next several days. The forecast all the way for the next 7 days. Up next.
400. It's the largest Dodge truck inventory in Central Texas, and only at Benny Boyd Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep in Lampasas. Benny Boyd is the #1 Chrysler multi-line retail dealer in Central Texas. Why? The lowest prices, guaranteed, and the largest selection. In fact, Benny Boyd will beat any Chrysler or Dodge dealer's 2000 model advertised price or pays you $2,000 in cash. Sales, selection, and service. Benny Boyd Chrysler Plymouth Dodge Jeep in Lampasas. Why go anywhere else?
Man, I sure wish I could go home for the holidays.
Short on cash for that holiday trip? Fort Hood National Bank can help you get cash in a flash.
Mom, guess what? I got the money. I'm coming home for the holidays.
Just bring in your LES or pay stub, fill out a short application, and get a flash cash loan starting at $50, subject to credit approval. Fort Hood National Bank. Phone a loan available at 532-3000. Member FDIC.
Garland, Shelton, and New Strong 6 proudly present Texas 2000, a New Year's Eve fundraiser hosted by the Junior League of Bell County. The entertainment direct from Austin, Route 66. Shop the silent auction table, eat, drink, and dance your way into the millennium. Reserve your tickets today. Texas 2000 at the Expo Center, the Junior League's major fundraiser benefiting the children of Bell County.
Dodge Dakota, success in Texas comes about as naturally as wearing the Magnum engine badge. It offers far and away the best power in the class. It also offers the very best in room, payload, and of course, towing. And Texas, look what else it's pulled off. Dodge Dakota is ranked best compact pickup in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. Dodge Dakota, different.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, Jodie Foster talks about her new baby, her new movie, and that new Hannibal movie, too. Then Saturday Night Live's Chris Kattan.
No, you can't have the mango. And then this.
Plus Charlotte Church and Christmas jaywalking.
You know the story of Scrooge?
Scrooge McDuck?
Scrooge McDuck.
Then on Conan, ER's Eric LaSalle. All new tonight.
Now, your next Grad Doppler 6 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Andy Anderson.
I want to say welcome to the newest member of the new Strong 6 team, Matt Aycock of our staff. Photojournalist, brought us these shots from Waco tonight on the Baylor campus. Beautiful evening, but it is getting a bit nippy. You need a sweater, perhaps even a heavy jacket at times, because the temperatures are falling off rapidly. We're in the mid-40s now, by 8 o'clock in the morning, down into the mid-30s. Cold night, south breezes 5 to 10 miles an hour, putting a little bit of a chill on the air. 6 to 10 day outlook. This takes us out through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Temperatures are going to be below normal if the latest computer runs are accurate, and our chances of rain stand a little better than normal. So it does look like cool and wet weather as we head into the Christmas holiday. How cold and how wet is still yet to be seen. Things have to start setting up a little bit better before we can get a clearer picture of exactly what it's going to be like on Christmas, but it could be like what we saw last year with icy conditions on Christmas Eve. Next, we're at Doppler 6, picking up a little bit of moisture out of New Mexico back into the area around Dalhart and Tex Line, north of Amarillo, towards the Paladura Canyon. This is some light freezing rain, even a bit of snow. Look at the satellite imagery. Big blow-up of clouds late this evening right along a trough of low pressure that stretches from high in the plains all the way back down into northern Mexico. What we think is going to happen is this low is going to get better organized and sweep back across deep south Texas, sweeping up moisture ahead of it back to the Houston area by tomorrow, but perhaps produce a shower or two for the Bryan College Station area. For us tonight, clear skies, 35 in Amarillo at this hour, 37 in Lubbock, it's 46 up in Dallas, while in Austin right now, 33 degrees, the present temperature. High pressure back through the Mississippi Valley is going to shift its way back towards the east. That low gets developed, swings on back south of us. What that means is it's pulling in cooler air, drier air back into our area as we head into the weekend. So it's going to be dry, a little bit cooler for us, and precipitation is going to pass well to the south of us. High pressure will build in and set us up for a pretty nice looking weekend. At least the first part of the weekend looks good. By Sunday night, that could change. Back to tonight, 49 now in Waco, 39 degrees presently in Temple, 39 in Killeen. Bryan College Station reporting 37 degrees under a fair sky. 36 is the humidity, 36% relative to the temperature right now. 18 is the dew point, south wind at 7, the barometer high, 30-17 and holding steady. 27, the morning low, 62 the afternoon high, no records there, and no additional moisture. Tonight's lows. Down probably as cool as 38 in town in Waco. Rural areas could get down to about 35. Perhaps not quite that cool around Temple and Killeen. Look for highs tomorrow, getting up to around 66. A pretty day. Sunshine mixed with a few fair weather clouds, and that should be the rule on Saturday. As I said, a little cooler areas pulled down out of the plains back into North Texas on Saturday, so we'll reach only about 59 for a high. Sunday starts to cloud up. Maybe a spotty shower or two Sunday night into Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a lot of clouds, coolish weather for us, but nothing out of the ordinary. And then we start looking at Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and long-range models continue to point towards cooler than normal and weather than normal weather for us for the holiday.
Yeah, and a lot of people are already starting to look at those 2 dates to see how the weather's going to be. So.
Big travel time.
Yeah. I know what you mean, Andy. Yeah. Thank you very much. A special honor was given to an area elected official for helping small businesses. State Representative Diane White DeLisi was presented today with the Heart of Texas Award by the Texas Credit Union League. The group recognizes individuals for their work in promoting business as well as education. The Texas Credit Union League presented the plaque to DeLisi at her office this afternoon. This year, they chose to award the Heart of Texas Trophy to several Texas legislators and other private citizens as well. Time now for sports, and there's one more in the running in our area, Steve, for the big state football championship.
That's right, and it's coincidence that Craig Agnew's former leader, Terry Cron, won his second state championship last weekend. Craig Agnew was an assistant on the Bartlett team under Cron in '92.
A neat story there.
And now it's time for him to maybe claim his own, hoist the trophy first, and pick up another state championship ring. The Bartlett Bulldogs face Ashburmont, both teams 14-1. This Saturday, we take a little more in-depth look at the seniors looking to capture their first state championship. Stick around, sports is next.
Oh man, it happens every year. You spend so much on others, you barely have anything left for yourself. Good thing there's the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event,
where you'll find the affordable and dependable Chevy Cavalier. It's the lowest priced car with standard ABS and air. Plus, now it comes with $1,500 cash back or 2.9% APR financing.
so buy all those gifts. Save a little and treat yourself. Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event.
It's your turn to save.
Where are we? It appears we have crash landed on the planet Saturnamak. Give me that. Check it out.
Right now, get McDonald's 6-piece Golden Chicken McNuggets for just 99 cents. It's a Disney and Pixar Toy Story 2 celebration.
Let's get going.
6-piece Chicken McNuggets are just 99 cents, but you better hurry. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Wait for me.
Everybody in the family loves watching the kids grow up, and they do it through pictures.
Grandma and Grandpa.
And they love getting pictures of the girls.
Baby and Papa Jack.
Pictures like this when we're having fun together.
Uncle Chase and Uncle Bob.
Probably the best pictures of Alex are the ones with food on her face.
Yeah.
Uncle Matt.
We take the film to Walmart because we're in there, every week anyway.
And Aunt Lisa.
We just drop our film off and we go shopping, and it's just very convenient.
Bring the stories of your life to Walmart Film Developing.
It's just important for the family to be able to see the girls grow up.
Donating blood is one of the most caring and easiest things you can do. And that's why New Strong 6 has teamed with the American Red Cross and partners in the Central Texas business community to create LifeShare. LifeShare is our commitment to raise awareness for the need for donors, because someday you or a loved one will need your help. Join New Strong 6 tomorrow as we broadcast live throughout the day from our partners at Action World Bowl, 22515 Southeast HK Dodge and Lupin Temple. Share the gift of life. Be a part of LifeShare.
Now, New Strong 6 Sports with Steve Iandoli.
The Bartlett Bulldogs are hoping they're Y2K ready. Winning 2 state championships in the 90s, Craig Agnew's team was well prepared this decade. With a date in Saturday's state championship game and a 3rd state title on the line, Mark Rogers tells us there will be no better way for this group of seniors to go out.
14 Bartlett seniors witnessed it in 1992 as 5th graders. Now they want a state championship of their own.
Like everybody on our team there used to be kids and like just stand there and look up to the players that won that year, them 2 years. And we just think it's about time for Bartlett to win another one.
Ever since we were little, we've been talking about it. Now we here, so we might as well just go on and win it.
This has been like a lifelong dream ever since we seen them win it in 90 and 92. And we've always wanted to go out on top and win a state championship.
Craig Agnew coached the state champion Bulldogs in 1992, and he knows what this experience means for his team.
It doesn't matter if you're a player. It doesn't matter if you're an assistant coach, a head coach. I think each state championship and each possibility of winning a state championship is awesome in its own respect.
A win Saturday night would give the Bulldogs 3 state titles in the 90s. Does this unparalleled success indicate the presence of a dynasty?
I don't know a dynasty, but team of the decade definitely. With the 106 wins, if we take care of business on Saturday, plus 3 state championships, I have to say it does put us in the team of the decade category, though.
Well, we're not the Chicago Bulls, but, I think, 3 in a decade that's pretty great to do.
When Bartlett meets Ashburmont in Saturday's state championship, 14 seniors all want the same finale, to go out as champions. Mark Rogers, New Strong 6 Sports.
Thank you, Mark. And the Associated Press released its Class 4A All-State team today, and not one area player makes the first or second teams. 3 were named honorable mention, though. Ronald Daniels and Derek DeGreat led Leroy Coleman's University Trojans, and linebacker Al Maxwell was integral in Belton's undefeated regular season. Already overcoming a 2-day mini-strike to sit atop the Central Division, and one of the top 2 teams in the league, Central Texas is now faced with adjusting to the new players it obtained in last night's dispersal draft. Brad Shaver and Sean Hughes head to the Stampede from the Wizards and practice with Cotton Lawn's team today. Lund expects his team to deal with the new chemistry the new faces will bring with as positive results as the early season boycott.
We've just tried to take in the philosophy, let's go out and play, and if we can't play in the situation or in the circumstance that we're surrounded by, then we'll make alternative plans. But until that happens, let's just go out and play some hockey, try and win some games. And it's funny how success and winning brings excitement to your locker room, and that's exactly what's happened.
St. Pete return home tomorrow night to face Lubbock. Those two teams are tops in the league. Coming off its 11-point win over Houston Tuesday night, the Knicks had a day off to prepare for Dallas. The team met at Reunion Arena tonight in the third quarter. Michael Finley off the Knicks turnover with a short little J cuts the New York lead to 1 at 58-57. And then the Knicks, Marcus Camby out of the Minuteman with the alley-oop slam from Charlie Ward opens up a Knicks 7-point lead. Scary moment here for Robert Pack. Lands right on his left shoulder and part of his head. Allen Houston had 10 of his 31 points in the fourth quarter. Knicks beat the Mavericks 100-93. Camby added 17 points and 12 boards. Dirk Nowitzki had 24 points to lead the Mavs. In Hot Stove League news, Chuck Finley has signed a 3-year, reported $26 million contract with the Cleveland Indians, thus ending his career with the Angels. The free agent had spent his entire 14-year stint on the West Coast. One of the major reasons the Tribe acquired the lefty. He's 16-9 against the New York Yankees, and possibly a precursor of Michael Irvin's immediate future. He's going to appear on ESPN's morning NFL show as a broadcaster, kind of as a tryout. So that might be, depending on how well he does, it might tell us whether he's going to.
Michael's got a pretty good personality. I bet he does pretty well.
They said he always has something to say, and that's good when you're a broadcaster.
Let's just hope he doesn't hang up the pads too quickly, though.
No,
We'll
but
see
he has
what
a lot of
happens.
money in a but a lot of money in a broadcast.
Yeah, I know your salary. Thanks a lot, Steve. Stick around. Andy has another look at your weather forecast for tomorrow, plus some Mary Pitts in the holiday mood. Spend the day in a hospital healing the hearts of those who are sick.
There is a time for action and a time for adventure. That time is now. Toyotathon 2000. Hurry to this blockbuster event for great Toyota values. Your ride to the new millennium is here. Are you ready to go? Come into your Toyota dealers now, and you can save $1,850 on a tough, hard-working Toyota Tacoma truck. Get to Toyotathon 2000. Now buying exclusively at your Toyota dealer.
And now, the top 3 reasons to use a neighborhood postal center. Number 3, we're professionals. We can pack it better and safer. Number 2, it's faster and easier. We ship by U.S. mail, FedEx, or UPS, all from one location. And reason number 1, because conveyor belts can't read. Next time, try your neighborhood postal center. We make your holidays a lot more simple.
Become part of the LifeShare program by donating much-needed blood
and sharing the gift of life with Central Texans.
KCEN TV has partnered with the Red Cross and local businesses to make sure the Bloodmobile is at a location you know about each week.
News Strong 6 will broadcast live throughout the day, encouraging you to come on out and join us.
If you're over 17 years of age, 110 pounds, and in good health, your community needs you to help fill the need.
You know, being a good sport means supporting your home team.
Support LifeShare.
This holiday season, make a date with Dukes.
I have a sleeping disorder.
Gigolo, male gigolo.
I've always wanted to try soup, but there's the fear of drowning.
Rated R, now playing. Look who's live. Rise and shine.
This I'm going to wake up for.
It's Once and Again's Billy Campbell. Plus, throw the New Year's party of the millennium. It's Y2K Week on Live.
Friday at 10 on TV6.
For those in the hospital that don't quite have that holiday spirit, a hospital in Charleston, South Carolina has just a cure. These are therapy dogs dressed up to usher in some holiday cheer. The festive, fuzzy fur balls are visiting Roper Hospital help everyone in the holiday spirit, especially the patients. The dogs are specially trained to visit with patients, and organizers say they are a huge hit with everyone over there. We can tell they're a huge hit with Andy.
This reminds me of some of our former producers. Clear skies, cool conditions tonight. Perhaps not as widespread frost as we saw early this morning. Our lows tonight down into the mid-30s for the coolest reading. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunny skies tomorrow. A bit warmer. Southwest breezes of 5 to 15 miles an hour. We get in the mid and upper 60s for highs.
And the key word was former producers. Thanks, Andy, and thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Have a fantastic evening.
You've been watching News Strong 6 for local.
A spark. A flame. A glow. Nothing reflects your life like a diamond from Stanley & Weaver. Give Michelle Jordy, exclusively at Stanley & Weaver. Stanley & Weaver, Central Texas's Millennium Jeweler.
You think it takes